We're back at ESWC 2015, the last day, and I have with me the two finalists actually, Jordan Nothing Gilbert and someone who's been with me before, Freakazoid, or Ryan. How are you? How are you guys feeling? Understandably, it's going to be probably a negative response, but what did you take away from this game?
I'm sure we both have answers to give.
Yeah.
Well, one thing was we showed it was good how we could kind of just flip a switch and start bringing our game to them, because on Inferno they obviously got us down because our Inferno's not that good. So it took us a minute on Dust 2 to realize that these guys they're a good team, but there's nothing that we can't beat. And we kind of stepped it up. Ryan did a good job keeping the energy up. Obviously, I felt really bad. You saw the ice on my head and stuff. So it wasn't really a big excuse. It was just we just didn't have the energy flowing. So we definitely learned that we just got to stay believing every round and play like that. And obviously, we need to strengthen our map pool a little bit so vetoes could be a little bit more favorable in terms of Mirage or Inferno. So got some things to practice for next week.
I wanted to actually flip off of what you said and ask Freakazoid about that. You've been seen calming the team down sometimes, or at least steadying them each round. Did you play a part in the fact that after the Inferno mauling, as I'm going to call it, that you guys came back with more discipline and strength?
I mean, we were definitely all down. My goal was to try and, get the team back up and realize, this is still winnable. It's two maps that we know very well and that we play. So, I mean, I try to tell them, dude, just start believing. Believe in yourselves and understand that we can win too. We're that good. And then as we started, we were down, was it 10-5 on after T-side? Then we kind of won CT pistol, and then it kind of sparked a life. Then as the rounds kept going, we're like, oh, we're getting close, and then everyone started kind of believing. And that was my goal, is to try and keep the energy up and keep everyone positive, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we have a tendency to get down, and my goal is to keep everyone up.
I think I saw Navi trying to do what Fnatic did to you guys in Cologne, which was basically exploit the mid to B, which was a problem on Dust 2, but it seems like you guys actually kind of played a trap on them there, because it didn't work as well for them on your CT side. Is that true?
Well, yeah, even the Fnatic thing was kind of us just getting stuck in a trance. We knew what we should do, but for some reason me and Sean were using our nades properly at B. Ryan was playing pretty smart, he got big kills from Goose, and he was we should have close the map out anyways. But the mid B thing is just something a lot of teams abuse, right? They always abuse the rotator and try to come out mid at weird times, and we just weren't doing a good job versus Fnatic of keeping our smoke for the B door. If that was me, I kept just trying to peek and I died to Olaf. So that's a simple thing you could adjust to, and we did.
And another thing about Dust 2 is that you're starting to make a name for yourself as the Goose guy. Do you think that's more on the other teams for not checking it, or do you think that it's working with your teammates to sort of put pressure on them to not check it?
I guess I'd say it's more teammates, and I don't know, really, honestly. I think it's just I kind of get guessing the right time when to play it and the round, because I wasn't playing it very much, and then I would randomly just throw it in on the eco, and then that one round when they came up in A site, and then I don't peek it either. I just kind of just hide the whole time, and I guess I don't want to abuse it, too much, because then teams will know. So I just kind of it's just more of a feeling to play.
Can wear secrets.
That's all right. I don't care.
Secrets are okay.
Yeah.
And then Overpass, it started out really well. In fact, I can say from standing behind Navi that they were on a huge tilt at one point. And then what was it that sort of let them get a foothold in the game again? Was it more them because?
Was it an eco T-side, 7-1?
Can't remember. No, I don't think so. I think
there was an eco, yeah.
Well, it started with the push A when they pushed long on us. So they kind of got behind us and we ignored it, and then he killed you in the back, remember? And you're and I was just trying to ignore it. But it started with that. But I mean, honestly, they played really well. They learned how to stop us, and you got to give them credit too. Not that we were losing the rounds, it's that they were playing well too. It's not like we're playing a team that's bad. We're playing a team that knows how to fix their mistakes and counter and start playing a certain way to beat us, and that's what's going to happen in this game. You can't just win 15-0 unless the team's not good. So you're playing two good teams. Each team's going to win rounds too. So it's just they learned how to win the rounds.
Yeah.
And we had 8-7 half. That's a great half. Started with one CT pistol, but I mean, it's tough.
What were we up, 10-7?
I
think so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
When they won that 10. That was the eco we lost?
Yeah, that was, I'm pretty sure.
When they took A, right?
Yeah, you got the pistol.
All things considered, it was a pretty close game, but it's still something you can walk away from knowing there was a good result, although I think people tend to narrow in on you guys a lot in the sense of that even if you had one, they might have said, oh, there weren't enough international teams there. Do you think that's like a specific anti-Cloud9 thing? I already saw it on Twitter as the game was going on.
I don't care what these guys say. We're playing this team right here. I'm telling you, is probably top 3 right now, top 4 for sure, guaranteed. So whatever these guys say, I don't care. It's like we play for us, we play for our team, we play for our organization, our sponsors. We don't play for them.
It's not like we're just going to drop out because those teams aren't here. They decided to drop out. And granted, it wasn't the largest prize pool going around right now, but
one more thing too. When we were talking about these, they're not giving us any credit. I don't really care, but we're playing Navi. To me, top 3 in the world right now. Why are they not understanding? We should have beat them on Overpass, and we beat them on Dust too. Even though we got blown out of the water on Inferno, that's no mystery because we got blown out of the water against ESWC. So that's our fault. But I mean, we took them really close on 2 maps, and it was great games. So for them not to give us credit or say all this stuff, I don't care. And it shouldn't matter to our team, and it doesn't.
And obviously, on that same tangent, Face It is going to be a huge opportunity for you guys, for every team pretty much, because it's bringing, especially with Navi getting the Oceanic spot, it's bringing everybody together. I know you're 6, so it might be kind of a tough journey, but do you think that now that we've seen glimpses of, you know, the kind of glory that you can attain, do you think that it will be another place where you guys can make it all work and try to make a deep playoff run?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's, like, you saw in ESL Cologne, like, there's different top teams in the world, right? There's Navi, Fnatic, Virtus, TSM are probably the top 4, and, like, they all have different attributes. We're learning how to play against all of them. We have the ability to, like, react. We're doing a lot better as a unit, just, like, analyzing what type of team we're playing against and shaping our game around it for that map. As we said earlier, if we could just tidy up, like, Mirage or Inferno, either or, add a little bit of strength, because we know a lot of our faults. It's just when you play so many tournaments, it's hard to get in the practice time. And so we're going to try to do some of that before Face It. And, yeah, we're definitely going to be confident going in.
One thing that seems important is Sean kind of making the veto game work well, because especially now that Inferno's been, once again, sort of revealed to be that way, it seems like the correct vetoes are what will get you there. Do you think there's something that you guys, do you think it takes less time to improve on those maps, or do you think kind of trying to game the vetoes is just a more viable option at this point in time, considering that you're traveling every weekend?
I think we can improve on Mirage or Inferno. Whatever we choose, we need to choose one, though, obviously, because we have a short amount of time. But for us to, like, we're a pro team, we're good, so we can obviously adapt, you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be easier for us to adapt on Mirage, because I think European teams are a little bit more of a step up on Inferno, honestly. It's from playing ESWC and even flip side on it, like in a scrim when we played. But I mean, I think Mirage will be able to adapt on it well, and just have to start practicing. Listen, our map pool is also not weak. We're good on 5 maps. We we won on Cobble versus Fnatic, you know what I mean? So our map pool is definitely not weak. It's just 2 maps that we just lack in that we're gonna fix. That's it. So
speaking of Cobble, I kind of want to start closing off, but there's another interesting thing that happened in the semifinals, which is you played a team that, let's be honest, are kind of disintegrating. Did it feel that way in game versus them?
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how they were playing. Like, I mean, obviously we were using similar tactics with the P90B rush and stuff, but you could see it in their faces. We didn't know exactly what was up. But you look over there and see Shocks and Smiths and these guys not talking to each other that are normally saying a lot. And so we figured something was up, and, you know, the key was mainly to just focus on ourselves, because that actually creates a weird atmosphere when you, like, we call it like the dead team like phenomena. Like, it happened to iBuyPower back with Steel and them. Like, when they kind of knew that Steel was going to quit the team, they just really don't care. And when players don't care, like, if you notice, those Shocks and Smiths, which are rumored to be cut, I think had the top frags
On train.
And so it's like, I think when you just don't care, like, you just don't hesitate on peaks or whatever. So it's definitely scary to play against, but luckily we closed that one out on 2.
It probably overlaps with like the Pug team phenomenon as well, sort of the indifference, not doing set pieces.
Well, I mean, adding to that also too, because Cobble, they were down and they weren't taking it very serious on CT, but as soon as they kind of had like that little bit of a glimpse of winning, then they kind of almost looked like they were a team again, because they were just rushing the same spot every time, but with 4 players of Happy doing his job, lurking. You know what I mean? They kept winning. So I mean, they may not have been doing the best strats, but they were doing it all together. You know what I mean? So they were technically playing as a team while they weren't a team. You know what I mean? So that's why it was hard for us to close it out, because they're still really good, all of them. You know what I mean? So
All right, guys. So we're gonna see you in Valencia next. Are there any shout-outs? I already talked to you, so you have done this before. But are there any shout-outs you want to give to sponsors, or maybe people who sort of gave you support? I saw the fans were crazy with those posters and stuff.
Well, if you want to see our sponsors, just go to cloud9.gg/sponsors. We got a great list of support. Obviously, the top people: Logitech and HyperX, Intel, Nvidia. The list goes on. Alienware, yeah, we have a lot of support from great companies. HTC. And then, of course, the local fans here in Montreal, they were really supportive of us, even though we didn't close it out in the end. And all the people online who do believe in us and don't buy into the bullshit of just like, oh, an NA team choked again. Well, we're out here trying. What are you doing? You know, like you're at home just talking on the forums. So, like, if you want to try to make a team and beat us, that's cool. Then do it. But like, you're talking.
One positive thing. Well, I'm also going to shout out Cloud9.
That was a little bit of Ryan came out of me right
yeah,
there.
Yeah, that was good. But I like also shout out our organization, Cloud9, because without them we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But adding to what he was saying, I mean, how great was this though? The atmosphere of it. It totally just turned on randomly. So I mean, for everyone to start cheering for us and wanting us to win, it was pretty amazing, honestly. That everyone was supporting us, and then we're walking up to the stage, everyone's clapping for us. You know what I mean? So that was great. I could see the community. They're just the reason why they're going to keep hating. It's because it's easy. But for them to start believing in us, it's a lot harder because it's changes. Nobody likes change.
Yeah, they don't see what we do behind the scenes either. They all just assume that we just coast it because we have a good sponsor. Oh, you guys get paid as much as the Euros. Well, it's not our fault that America is like a more popular economy and that our sponsors have more money. Like that. No, I don't want more money. Just give me a lower salary. I don't deserve it. Like, I'm not gonna say no. We like the support, and we're trying hard. We're really trying hard, and hopefully you guys see that.
It's a deep market. Oh, you want to say something?
For all the people that say we're playing for money, what are you talking about? We're trying to win tournaments here. Obviously, if we're playing for money, what does that even mean? We're trying to win the tournament. Obviously, you see us down. We care about the game, and we want this community better, so make it better. Please.
Final question, since we covered everything. Are we going to see a Fuck Your Skins t-shirt in the future?
Should we? I'm down. I mean, maybe I need a blanket out, though, because I don't know. I think my dad might beat my ass, you know what I mean? So I can't be swearing, you know. He tries to tell me not to swear, so I might have to blanket out and start.
Yeah, luckily he doesn't watch your stream ever.
Yeah.
All right, so thanks for your time, guys. This is our last day of ESWC and interviews. We might try to get some other people, but a lot of people have also left the venue. Stay tuned to HLTV.org for write-ups, though, and more gallery photos, because those are coming.